Alright, so for our next project, we're going to be using Chrome Canvas, which all of you guys should have on your Chromebooks, and if you don't, if you just search Chrome Canvas in Google, it'll pull it up. If you have a stylus, it might be a lot easier to do this project than with your mouse. I don't have a touchscreen, so I'm just going to be doing it with my mouse, but you guys can definitely do it with your stylus and it might be a little easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose an image of your favorite celebrity. It can even be a picture of you, but it has to be a picture of somebody, and we're going to draw over it and create our own kind of like cartoon image of that picture. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit new from image, and I chose Thor, so I'm going to take this picture of Thor right here, and this is what I'm going to draw on top of. So you got all your different choices of utensils here. Here's your eraser, chalk, which kind of draws a little light. You've got marker, which goes up really thick. Just keep that in mind when you're filling in big spaces. A pen and a pencil, which kind of like the chalk draws lighter and kind of like a pencil would. And then this tool right here just shows you the size that you can change your utensil you chose and the opacity. So opacity means that it'll draw lighter if you change the opacity. So let me try it out with marker. I'll show you a little bit. So I've got this line here is at its thickest, and if I go all the way down, I can go to that size with my marker. And then opacity, I'm going to show you on the biggest setting so you can see. If I turn that down, it'll show you right here what it's going to look like, and then I draw, it'll be a very faint line. So most of mine, I'm going to do the opacity at 100%, just because that'll be easiest to show up, and that's kind of the style that we're going for. So I'm going to do it at that opacity. Now, if you want to erase, like I want to erase these lines because they're not necessary, I'm just going to go over with the eraser tool. When you use the eraser, it will not erase the image, it just erases the drawing that you've put on top. So the easiest way to start, I think, is starting with the face. And I'm gonna zoom all the way in. Again, if you have a touch screen, you guys can zoom in with your fingers and it'll be a little easier. I have to zoom in with my mouse, so it's hard. My lines aren't gonna be as clean as yours if you have a stylus, but you're going to choose your utensil. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with marker. The reason I zoomed in is because it's gonna be a lot easier to see all these fine lines and where I need to stop my pen if I'm zoomed in rather than zoomed out. So I'm gonna find a color that's close to his skin color. It does not have to be perfect because this image is gonna go away towards the end, and so no one will be able to see what his color is. Okay, so now I'm seeing that this is too big, so I'm gonna go here, bring the size down a bit. It's still a little too big. That way you're not getting in his hairline or anything like that. Now you can change it when you're starting to color in, which I might do, but right now I'm just doing his face here, so I don't want to go too crazy and go outside the lines. And I'm just going to show you guys some of it. So then I might go bring up the size, that way it fills in a little faster. Okay, I'm gonna go back down in size. It gets a little tedious, but, and I'm gonna do his ear here. Now, you are more than welcome to try to go in and add those shadows and stuff like that. The style I am showing you guys is just kind of keeping it block colors. You're not really adding in too much detail. You're just adding enough so you can see the shape of each piece without adding in so much detail, and that's kind of the style we're going for. So just keep that in mind while you're working, that you're not going to have every single tiny detail of the character, and that's totally okay. So then he's got like a little bit of skin showing down here. I'm gonna go ahead and do, and I think I'm gonna cover his lips with this color too, just because I don't want to add in the pink. And you see, like, I didn't worry about his nostrils, like I literally just did that cream color. And now I'm gonna go back to my color and choose a good color for his beard, which is really dark. So I'm gonna go about that color. Now, if you wanted to just choose a regular color, like if I want to do his cape red and I didn't want to go through the custom color, I can just choose this red here. It'll also show you all your recent colors you use. That way, if you're like, oh, I have more skin I need to do, but I don't remember what color I used, it'll be down here that you can choose. Or you can go to custom, and that's where I was, and you can try to make the color out of here and just slide it around to get the hue that you wanted. So I'm on brown now for his beard. I'm gonna go up a little bit in size, and I'm gonna try to carve out where his beard is. Again, we're not worried about textures right now. We're not worried about shadows. This is the style we're working on. Now, if you get really good at this and you want to try to add in some textures or even some shadows, you are more than welcome. I'm going to keep it pretty easy since I'm using my mouse and it's kind of hard to trace around a lot of things with a mouse, so I'm just going to keep it pretty simple and just do the simple shapes. When you're done, and I'm gonna fill in his whole suit, add some little hairs around him, even do that lightning, and then I might just do a blue background. But when you're finished, or you think you're finished, you can go to this button here, and this will show you the different layers. So if I click this, it'll erase the picture behind it and it'll just show your drawing, and that'll be a good way to see what you missed. So if you have everything done and you're like, okay, I got it, I didn't miss anything, but then you click this, you will be able to see any like white dots, like right here I missed that little white dot, and you'll be able to fill those in. When you're finished, you'll also erase this background, that way it has nothing behind it, and you'll just have this one. Also, if you're drawing and you think that like, oh, I missed something around his face that I want to add in, you can click the eye button here and that'll erase your drawing just for a second so you can see any other details you might want to add in. Like I want to add in this piece of hair that's going across his face, just for a little bit more dimension. And then when you're done, you just click the eye again, it'll show back up. So when you're finished, you're going to click the eye on here so you don't have that background. Go to the 3 button tab here, and you're just going to save as image, and it'll download a version of it. You can open it. Here is my image. Again, I'm not finished. I want you guys to fill up the whole picture so you have the whole thing. I just wanted to show you guys how to do it. And this is what I will upload onto Artsonia. I will take it and upload this picture as my project. All right, so take your time, practice on an easier image first, make sure that you got the hang of all the tools, figure out how to use your stylus in easiest way. If you don't have a stylus, you want to practice making sure that you can do those smooth lines with your mouse and just have fun with it. I think you guys can flip your Chromebook, over so it looks like a tablet, and that might be a little easier to zoom in on stuff like that. Whatever way is best, whatever way is most comfortable for you. I can't wait to see all of your super cool images. Again, choose a superhero, a favorite movie character, a favorite celebrity, athlete, or a picture of you. We need it to be a person. And then you just color over it in Canvas, and this is going to be our online art show piece.